Hello and welcome back, guys. So today we are going to take a look at the Gundam universe, God Gundam. So this is the 11th mobile suit to be released in the Gundam universe line. So before we start our review, if you want a Gundam universe of your own, you can get one at Hobby Toys Laguna. Link is down there in the description. And while you are down there, do me a big favor, hit that like button as well as the subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it and it will help the channel a lot. So on to the review. So this is the packaging for the God Gundam. So as you can see, it is pretty much the same as any other Gundam universe. So we have here a box art. We have God Gundam right here. We have the figure inside. And here is the back side of the box. As you can see, we have a product shot of God Gundam looking pretty great. So with that said, let's take the figure out of the box. Okay, so here is God Gundam out of the packaging, and as you can see, he looks pretty great. So we have here the standard Gundam color. So we have the blue, the yellow, and the red. Now, in terms of the aesthetic, it is pretty much the same as the previous Gundam universe. Now, I don't know if this is how he looks like in the anime, but as you can see, he is more on the bulky side. So you can see the legs, they are quite bulky. Now in terms of paint job, it is looking pretty great. So here is the close-up with the head. So let me fix the camera. There we go. As you can see, it looks pretty great. Here is the body. So there are some numb marks. You can see one right here. There's the legs, the backpack. So overall, it looks pretty great. Though, let's see if Bandai improved in terms of articulation with the Gundam universe. So for the articulation, so let's start off with the head. So the head can look up about that far, can look down, can rotate a full 360. The shoulder armor can move up and down. The arms can rotate a full 360. And then can go out about that far. Then bicep swivel is there. A double jointed elbow bend, which can bend about that far. Then the hands. Why this thing keeps on popping off? And then the hands can rotate at the base and can wiggle around. So as for the waist rotation, so still there is no waist rotation, but there is still this ball joint in the upper body. So he can move forward and back and tilt ever so slightly side to side. So for the front skirts, so the front skirts can only move about that far. So that is quite disappointing. The side skirt can move about that far. Back skirt is fixed. And then the legs can only kick forward about that far. So that is extremely disappointing. Now the legs can move back about that far, can go out about that far. Thigh rotation is there. Double jointed knee bend, which can bend. Okay, so let's just pop this off first. Which can bend about that far. So that is pretty generic. Okay, so why is a lot of parts popping off? Okay, so let's pop this back in. There we go. So the ankle guards can move up and down. The foot can move forward and back. Can also tilt side to side. And then for the backpack, so these are three separate parts, so they can then move individually, like so. So in terms of articulation, again, I am pretty much disappointed with this because the God Gundam is a pretty close combat mobile suit, and he does a lot of wide stance and dynamic poses. So with the articulation with this guy, I think we are pretty much limited in terms of posing this figure. And the most disappointing part is the front skirt. I don't know why they are not improving this. They could just make this a ball joint, but even if you can rotate it this way, still the leg can only kick this far up. So yeah, you are super limited when doing some of the action pose with this guy. So let's talk about the accessories, because basically this guy doesn't come with much. So let's start off with the swappable hand, because that is the most important part, right? So we have here the swappable hand, which as you can see, supposed to recreate his signature move, which I think is called the Bakunetsu God Finger. But if you look at the swappable hand, I think it's a bit too dark. So as you can see, it is painted in this metallic red, which I think is a little bit too dark, that when we attach this to the mobile suit, it doesn't really stand out that much. So I think what they can do is make this the same with the high grade and make it a semi-translucent orange plastic, or maybe they can just paint this in a metallic orange rather than this metallic red. I think that would stand out more compared to this one, but it's there, so yeah. And then aside from this, he also comes with these parts right here. So these are swappable parts for the chest to mimic the gimmick that it opens up. And then aside from this, his last accessory is an adapter for the action base. And that is basically it. That is all the accessory that he comes with. So let's try if we can push this guy doing his signature move. So first, let's just untap this chest part like so. And then what I like to do is I want to attach the center part first, like so, and then we can then attach this one like so. There we go. And then let's replace this hand. There we go. Place it with this one. And then this forearm guards, you can then peg it to this one, so it kind of extends like so. Then we can then open this up like so, and open the backpack up like so. Like so. Okay, so let's try if we can pull off just a standard wide stance. Let's try. Let's hope we can do it. Can we? Come on. There we go. Though it's not the best pose, but it's there. And as you can see, so this is what I'm talking about earlier. You can see the metallic red hand. It's not that noticeable. It kind of, it's because it is a little bit too dark, it kind of blends up with the blue. So yeah. And I guess that is about it for our review of the Gundam universe, God Gundam. Now, I have a mixed feelings with this figure. It's not good, but it's not bad either. It's kinda in between. Now, I do understand that this Gundam Universe line is basically a budget-friendly figure by Bandai, but I still hope that maybe they can improve in terms of articulation, specifically the legs and the waist area, so that maybe we can pose our figure a little bit better compared to this one. And since this is God Gundam and he is basically a close combat mobile suit, he needs to do a lot of close combat pose. And with the articulation that we currently have right now, we are pretty much limited in doing just this pose right here. And in terms of accessory, maybe they could just include a halo to attach in his backpack when we are doing this pose right here. So, yeah. It's kinda in between good and bad. And I guess that is about it. I hope you guys like this video. If you do so, please consider hitting that thumbs up button, and if you want to support this channel, consider subscribing. Thank you all for watching, stay safe, and I'll see you on the next one.